I should probably turn my phone down. Let me pull up the chat. What's up, guys? We are live. Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. We will be opening up the phone lines in probably about 30 minutes. So if anybody's calling in now, feel free to call right back or hang tight backstage. And we'll get going here in just a few moments. What's up, Farmer? Good to see you, my friend. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Mesra. Horihito. Oh, looks like we got somebody backstage. Hold on. All right. So awesome. We already have somebody calling in, so that's great. Some of the things that I wanted to talk about today will be Richard Allen's alibi. The whole Betsy Blair, I call it strangeness, and that part of the timeline presented by the PCA. And then really we can talk about anything. I pulled the defense leaked memo, which includes their whole strategy. We can talk about that. But really, I want to focus mainly on Richard Allen's alibi. So we'll get going here in about maybe another 8 minutes. So if you need to grab your coffee or whatever. $63 clocks. Good to see you. Rescue. What's going on? You're going to miss it? What the heck? Well, shout out to you and the replay crew. She Warrior, what up? Microwave. Always good to see you. True Crime with Microwave and Baby Doll. What up, guys? Metal Mama. She Warrior. Connie Hill. Hope you guys had a great weekend. It went by really quick for me. Red Queen, what's up? Thank you, Connie, for the feedback. I appreciate it. Robert Bo Pennell. Welcome in, Mr. Pennell. And shout out to Texas. All right, Nana. Welcome in. Jody, good to see you again. Red Queen. Kara, how you doing? So today we are going to be diving into the case of Abby and Libby. One of the cases that has pretty much captivated the entire world, especially the community of the online true crime community. Because this is one of those, I call it the every crime, right? This could happen to anybody. Middle of the day, small town. That's the part that creeps me out. It could have been my family. True Crime Fangirl, welcome in. Nana72, Bonnie Brown. Tamby, what's up? Wanda from Missouri. Willow Rain. Ziggy, what up? Beth, good to see you. Jim's mom. Robin B. Camaro, how are you? Hiawatha, good to see you. Christy. Nice, welcome. You guys show Christy some Sleuth Crew hospitality. Melissa, welcome. Jessica, how are you? Shadowbox, glad you made it. Oh, that's lovely. 70 degrees. It's about what we got here in Phoenix. But it's going to heat up quick. Whew. I'll tell you that. $1 million in cat food. Okay, so I think we're going to start with this. And then after this, if you want to call in, we're going to open up the phone lines. So I watched this again earlier today, and it just gives me the creep. It gives me the creeps every time I watch this with updated information. It's so strange. So hopefully you guys have good audio. Let me know. You guys can kind of hear the commotion there in the background from the video.
Wasn't sure quite what to expect when I walked out, but I got to say to the Delphi community, how grateful I am. You inspire people that you don't even understand, and you don't even understand why.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that.
Information is being released today is the result of literally thousands and thousands of hours of extraordinary investigative efforts.
Now, don't forget, it was very strange. They made everybody sign in. They had to leave their name, address, and the reason that they were there viewing the presser. Isn't that really strange? It's like they kind of knew who this guy was. They just didn't have a name. They're like, that's all we need. We just need this guy's name. We know he works here. You know, maybe they found a communication between him online or something. What would lead them to believe that? Did he say, oh, well, I work in Delphi and they'll still never catch me, or something stupid, you know?
By the county, the FBI, the Indiana State Police, and countless other agencies. This community surrounded us some 26 months ago. And you did everything you could to support us, but most importantly, you surrounded the family of these two little girls.
Yeah, Sparky, it is odd.
Gosh, I'll never forget it.
It's almost like they were inviting him in. Like, hey, if you ever wanted to come, like, we're going to give you every chance to show up here today. That almost makes me think they thought he may have been present at the other pressers. And why do it at this presser? Why start doing all this sign-in sheet and talking about the killer might be here and that he works in Delphi? They're basically giving you some insight into their profile of this guy. And it's pretty accurate.
After you hear what we're going to release today, I'm going to ask for your continued support, your continued understanding.
Yeah, David, strange.
Empathy and compassion as we move forward to find out who did this, and we will.
And we will.
We're seeking the public's help to identify the driver of a vehicle that was parked at the old CPS DCS welfare building.
Okay. Now, this is probably just me, but why use the word driver? Is that just too ridiculous to even point that out? Why mention driver? Wouldn't they ask who the owner was? Who's the owner of that vehicle? Why do they want the driver? I don't know. I always thought, does that mean that the owner was the passenger? Or is it just ridiculous to even look that far into it and to play off every word like that? Very strange. I find it stands out to me. That's all.
In the city of Delphi that was abandoned on the east side of County Road 300 North, next to the Hoosier Heartland Highway, between the hours of noon to 5 on February 14th. 2017. If you were parked there or know who was parked there, please contact the officers at the command post at the Delphi City building.
It almost sounds as if they wish that, okay, a lot of people think that the 2019 presser is directed right at Richard Allen. I do think it is possible, but it's not likely. You know, that's fantasy land kind of stuff. But this whole case has kind of been like that, right? Kind of fantasy land. You think something's impossible, and then bam, there it is. And right now we're still on the fence, right, about the whole ritualistic side of things. I know a lot of you people who are watching, I mean, ate up everything that the defense said. But I always like to believe that there's some truth to all of it, right? Maybe Richard Allen was part of this whole ritual. Maybe one of the killers just happened to be into Odinism, quote unquote, right? And they left their own little mark on the crime scene. We got a guy muddy and bloody in the brown jacket running down the street as an accomplice. I'm not quite sure. The good thing about trial is they get to take the prosecution story and the events that they feel happened, and then the defense, they get to give their side of the story, right? And then they get to argue about it and prove each other right, prove each other wrong. We don't, we just skip that part. Here on social media, we don't validate it. Nobody gives a shit about facts, right? Whatever. What about this? It's just all this wild speculation, and that's fine because we can't sit there and do nothing, right? The defense isn't doing anything. They're trying to shake anything loose. So that's the least we can do. What do you want to do? Sit quietly and just chew away your nails? At least try to do something.
We are releasing additional portions of the audio recording from that day. Please keep in mind, the person talking is one person and is the person on the bridge with the girls. This is not two different people speaking.
And this is kind of like a clarification from the 2017 presser. Let me see if I can find that.
So as of the facts that we have collected at this point in time, we have not tied it to any other known homicides.
Keep in mind that there is a likeliness, the possibility of more than one person. We're not saying that the voice that you heard is the same as this person here.
So this might have just been a clarification here.
And is the person on the bridge with the girls. And is the person on the bridge with the girls.
As this person here. The voice that you heard is the same. We're not saying that the voice that you heard is the same as this person here.
Right. So what if that was a much earlier press conference. So what if they just weren't sure yet, right? They hadn't done enough work on it to say with 100% certainty, like this is the same guy. But let's say, what about now? They're sure about it. Then this is something they felt was important to say.
This is not two different people speaking. Please listen to it very, very carefully. We are also releasing video recovered from Libby's phone. This video has never before been previously released. The video shows a suspect walking on the bridge. When you see the video, watch the person's mannerisms as they walk.
Let's go ahead and welcome in Microwave and Baby Doll. What's up, Microwave? I figure instead of just leaving you back there, if you want to chime in on what we're watching now, I'll bring you in.
Watch the mannerisms as he
What's up,
walks.
buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How's your 2024 going so far?
It's going okay. I
Hey,
took
good.
some time off work. I'm about to start going back to work.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I
You're
took
on
one time
vacay?
to work. It was nice.
Nice. That does sound nice.
Yeah,
Well,
I needed it. I was so burnt out.
well, if you just want to hang out, feel free to chime in at any point if you want to say anything while we finish watching this.
Okay.
Yeah, don't hesitate.
Do you recognize the mannerisms as being someone that you might know? Remember, he is walking on a former railroad bridge. Because of the deteriorated condition of the bridge, the suspect is not walking naturally due to the spacing between the
What's up, V?
ties. During the course of this investigation, we have concluded the first sketch released will become secondary as of today. The result of the new information and intelligence over time leads us to believe the sketch, which you will see shortly, is the person responsible for the murders of these two little girls.
Okay, so I think it's kind of eerie to watch this knowing that who he's talking about now is Betsy Blair. So why weren't they interested in the young person sketch back then? Why are they going in a new direction? What do you think, Microwave?
What'd you say, buddy?
Why did they ignore this sketch? Because we know this sketch was the first sketch. They had it just 2 to 3 days after the crime happened. They had this young person sketch.
Right.
Why did they put it behind the other sketch? Why was the other sketch better, and why are they changing direction now? Why was
I
the
just
old
think from
looking sketch
new
more important?
information, I think maybe the first time they got information that wasn't, you know what I mean? That wasn't good. And then that's just my thought. You know what I mean? The whole case is just confusing. You know what I mean?
Do you think they would do this just cause, like, hey man, we don't have anything right now, let's just go out here?
Like lying. There's a lot of
Not
corruption.
not really lying, just saying, well, we have this evidence. Why don't we just use this and try to throw it out there?
Right.
Maybe it did help. Maybe it worked. Maybe somebody did something, said something.
Well, to me, those sketches don't remind me of Richard Allen. Like, you know what I mean? I know that sketches are just, you know, a sketch is a sketch, but it just doesn't seem like Richard Allen to me. And then they wait all these years and then, arrest him.
Yeah, it's true. Well, let's listen. Let's keep listening.
We also believe this person is from Delphi, currently or has previously lived here, visits Delphi on a regular basis, or works here.
Holy shit.
First sketch released will become secondary
I want to hear that
as
again.
of today. The result of the new information and intelligence over time leads us to believe the sketch, which we will see shortly, is the person responsible for the murders of these two little girls. We also believe this person is from Delphi, currently or has previously lived here.
Okay, now why? Why do they think he's from Delphi?
Visits Delphi on a regular basis or works here.
Why do they
We believe
think
this
that?
person is currently between the age range of 18 and 40, but might appear younger than his true age.
Now, that was spot on. 18 to 40, but may appear younger than his true age, right? So he was what, around 50? Or no, 44 around the time? 44, 45? But may look younger. So he's 44, but might look 40 years old.
Directly to the killer, who may be in this room. We believe you are hiding in plain sight.
So why do they think he's there? They want you to sign in. They want you to leave your name, address, and purpose. Why? Why do they believe that he's in there? What led them to believe that? I feel like they have access to some kind of communication from this person. No name, no real accurate location, just some type of communication that's been intercepted.
For more than 2 years, you never thought we would shift gears to a different investigative strategy, but we have. We likely have interviewed you or someone close to you.
See, what the hell? We have likely interviewed you. So is he talking to Richard Allen or talking to the possibility of a Richard Allen? Somebody who slipped through the cracks, or is he talking to the family and friends of somebody who may have slipped through the cracks? Like, we know we haven't captured our suspect because you're not helping us. You are not stepping forward and giving us the information we need. Otherwise, we would have already captured this guy. They believe, I wonder if that's what they mean by others involved. Accessory after the fact, maybe.
We know that this is about power to you.
Okay. Now, what's he talking about there? Power? Is he talking about ritual? Or is he just talking about the obvious craving for power? An adult person attacking two young people is an obvious, I guess, search for power, trying to gain power back by dominating. Is that what he means? Or is he actually talking about a ritual? What do you think, Microwave?
I think he was talking about a ritual.
You think so?
I do.
He says, I think this is we know that this is about power to you, but listen to what he says right after.
And you want to know what we know.
Why? And also,
One day,
he says something about how they were left. The way you
Well,
left
look,
them.
You know, they let Keegan Klein skate for years. So maybe they did the same
Why?
with Richard Allen.
Well, I think they well, my opinion is they let him go for a purpose.
Right, exactly.
Whether they believe it now, I think they thought I think they could have let him go and watched him. The FBI could have watched him. Now, whether
Right.
he's related or not, they may have made the determination
Yeah,
that,
but they're wrong if if what you said is true. I think that's wrong because of the crimes that he was committing and what he did. You know what I mean? They should have arrested him right then and there.
then they would have him, which they already have him now, right?
Right.
But maybe they wouldn't have Richard Allen.
Yeah, but what if he would have kept committing, kept committing crimes and even worse crimes,
I'm sure
That's not right to let him just be out in public.
They talk a lot about strategy.
Yeah,
And the
but that's
largest
just
CSAM ring. I mean, what were they after? If he's bait,
a lot of people.
I think I lost you.
I'm here.
Oh, no,
Can you
there
hear
you
me?
are. Okay. Yeah, if they used him for bait and they were talking about the largest CSAM ring in Indiana history, to me that would seem justified to me.
Yeah, but that's been going on in Indiana for a long time. I watch the news and I'm on YouTube every day.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Indiana's the state that's got the most going on in that department. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So wouldn't it be something you wouldn't want to let slip by? An opportunity to really penetrate that organization, possibly.
Right.
I feel like Keegan Klein could have been connected to some like dark web and some real sick shit.
Oh yeah. Well, look what he was. Look at his search history. They were even looking up John Benet. He was even looking up John Benet Ramsey stuff. They said.
Yeah, and he has this ability to look helpless. You know what I mean? Like he's giving you what he wants you to have.
Well,
And all the
not that,
darkness is in his
but
mind.
Keegan Klein, he tries to play people like, oh, I'm being harassed, and like he's the victim. You're not no victim, dude.
Well, because he's trying to, in his mind, he's like, how would an innocent person act that just happens to be a disgusting pedophile? How would he act if he's being accused of the murders? But I'm starting to think that it's possible that Keegan was actually physically part of the act.
I do too.
Possibly.
Too many coincidences.
I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence.
Too many coincidences with him. Come on now. Too many coincidences.
What about the folks that say Richard Allen could be innocent? Is it just too many coincidences from the prosecutor?
You know,
and they want to win.
I think, to be honest, like,
or whatever.
To be honest, like, I only know so much, just like you only know so much. Maybe you know a little bit more than me because you're so connected in with everything.
Not much. Everything I know, I pretty much let out.
Yeah, but you know, I believe I'm more thinking like if Richard Allen, the way I think, maybe Keegan Klein has more to do with it than Richard Allen in a sense. Like, do you know what I mean?
Like maybe Richard Allen was the.
There's more coincidences than with Keegan Klein than there is with Richard Allen.
So maybe Keegan recruited Richard Allen. Hey, I need your help.
I don't know.
I feel like it was Richard Allen's idea. At least the crime scene. I think where the girls were found. I think that's where he wanted them to go. Whether it was going to be a ritual or his own ritual, or there was others involved. I think he wanted them to go right there. And you might need help to get them there, because if they outrun Richard Allen and they cross the creek, who's there to kind of sheepdog them over back into the crime scene, as opposed to where they might want to run, which is to the left and towards the Mears lot.
Exactly.
So, all right, I'm gonna continue.
But yeah, his search history was crazy. Looking up JonBenet Ramsey stuff. Sorry, I got heartburn. The Sandy Hook victims.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean?
That's what makes me think of the whole S film part. You know, if he's into that death film, I know that there's a market for that. We've covered.
Well, and there's got to be some reason why those girls were killed.
Yes.
Out of all the people that were on the trail that day and all the young teenage girls and all that, why were they hand selected to do this? And I think it was premeditated.
Well, what if Richard Allen was in a hurry for another reason? What if the girls caught him doing something? So he's motivated. He's moving with purpose, and he's motivated for whatever reason to get to the bridge. It has nothing to do with Abby and Libby. I don't know. Maybe he was meeting Betsy Blair. You know, maybe he was having
Betsy Blair again?
She's the young sketch. She provided the
she gave the young sketch.
Yeah. Why didn't they believe her? Did they think she was giving a false?
I don't know, but the first sketch, I find the first sketch more believable than the young sketch for some reason.
I don't know,
because Bridge Guy's face, I believe, was covered. So where do they get a young sketch like that? You know.
Well, on the bridge, I think he was smoking a cigarette. He's like, I'm going to smoke a cigarette up here. I made it to the bridge. I passed.
Was Richard Allen a smoker?
Yeah, he was a smoker.
Okay. Most drinkers are.
Yeah, they got that fixation.
Right. I used to drink a lot, so.
Yeah, I enjoy a cigarette from time to time.
I used to smoke a lot until I switched to vapes.
Oh yeah, I have this little vape. I don't use it much. It's called a Geek Bar. Have you ever seen those?
No, but I live in Michigan, and this is where they have you heard of Breeze?
I'm not into vaping. I just tried it out.
So I don't think a lot of states have Breeze, but Breeze is like the best vape you can get.
Yeah, I don't do it too much. It's just got a really good flavor, and it's when you get that hit of tobacco or whatever, it kind of calms you down a little bit.
Right. I know. I love my vapes.
Yeah, so I'm just not sure what the hell would motivate him. I was talking in the Discord with some of the members on my channel, and the timeline with Betsy Blair is just really weird, and I just can't figure out why they didn't take her seriously.
Maybe she has involvement.
Maybe she's the one, and that's just a ridiculous theory. Like, I don't really think that, but I mean, what would explain that? She also mentioned seeing the girls. So that's a little creepy too, right?
It's like she's seen more than a lot of people.
Yeah, so what if Richard Allen is in a hurry to go meet her, a girl?
Right.
Let's not even say it's her. He meets her and he goes to the south end of the bridge. They go there because his wife is in Peru or whatever. And this is super hypothetical. And
Right.
she's away in Peru taking care of her mom because her brother passed away. Here's Richard Allen cheating on her all the way on the south end of the bridge. And here comes the girls walking up, doing their thing, and they come right up onto them.
Right.
Betsy Blair takes off running, crosses the bridge, gets in her car because the timeline has her leaving right at 2:14.
Right.
And then the bridge guy apparently attacks the girls at 2:15. So if let's say she runs, he's going to follow her. She's going to outrun him. She's going to get in her car and leave, and he's going to turn around pissed off.
Right.
So just another ridiculous theory, but just what the
I
hell?
don't think
What
any
if?
theory in this case is really ridiculous anymore.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the point. This case is nuts.
There's so much going on with this case. Tentacles.
That's why I'm on the fence, dude. I'm going to finish this here.
You will. A question to you. What will those closest to you think of when they find out that you brutally murdered 2 little girls?
Richard
2
Allen,
children.
family man.
Only a coward would do such a thing. We are confident that you have told someone what you have done. Or at the very least, they know.
And there's definitely something that happened at that crime scene that isn't visible on those crime scene photos that it's possible that only Richard Allen would know. Something that happened, right? It's very possible. And I think it might have something to do with the hoodies. Everybody seems so confused about what happened there. And law enforcement isn't talking about it. It's been a kind of a strange thing from the very beginning. People try to put it on Kelsey, right? It's really weird. But sometimes when you sense that there's something off, you want to start forcing the pieces to fit. But just trust your instincts, right? You're half right. You're half right.
Because of how different you are since the murders.
Welcome back, Microwave. I have you on mute. Just hit it when you want to talk or anything.
We try so hard to understand how a person could do something like this to two children.
And if they thought it was some type of a ritual, why are they still saying a person? Why are they not communicating like we should expect a group of folks? I'm going to go to the chat for a little bit here. Let's see what's going on. Jesse Stoss. If Odinism is prevalent... Wait, go ahead.
It wasn't until Rich Allen was arrested that we started hearing there could be other actors involved.
Well, Nick he was heavy on that. It's not like, and it wasn't in a way that it's like, let's cross all the T's and dot all the I's and let's not leave any rock unturned. So, we're going to say others could be involved. No, it was like, we believe others are involved. These assholes over here on the defense side, they keep leaking all this information and we're doing our best. It was like they were juggling something. They were juggling an ongoing investigation, maybe even something with the U.S. Marshals. They had a huge presence at the new presser.
Right.
And it was lacking the FBI. So usually the U.S. Marshals are representative of a search of some kind. You know what I mean?
Right.
So who knows? Let's go to Christy's comment here. And we're joined by Microwave and Baby Doll. For those of you who are curious, thanks for calling in, Microwave. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too, buddy. Hey, I want to take a second and tell you, man, you look like you've been getting in really good shape, bro.
Yeah, ready?
You look really good and healthy, man.
Rock solid.
Yes, sir.
Except over the week, I got my gut back because we had a little party and there was all this soda left over. But
oh man, I love pop.
It's just so good, man. That carbonation.
Me and my family, we walk our trails a lot. Like we probably walk a good 4 or 5 miles a day.
That's good. Walking's the best, dude.
Man,
It's
I swear
therapeutic and good
we
for you.
got in like last year we were in such good shape from just like I was like doing masonry work, like brickwork and all that all day long, and then we get out and walk a good like 5-10 miles, you know.
Yeah.
But I was so like burnt
Fitness
out
is
from
good for you,
working and
man.
exercising that I had to take a few months off of work. I took the whole winter off of work.
Nice,
And
dude.
like my wife, to where my wife was like, "You need to get up and get." I'm like, "Hold on, give me a second." I was just so burnt out from just working and
Yeah, you gotta
exercising
rest.
and everything. You know,
Gotta make sure you rest.
yeah. But I was in really good shape though.
Let's go to Christy here. She says, "I would really like to know a definite answer about the DNA." That is a good question. What was it on Down the Hill? Do you have his DNA? Barb McDonald asked Tobe. He said, "We don't know, but we have DNA and a fingerprint." So I don't know if the DNA is from the fingerprint. I'm not quite sure.
Right, like that touch DNA.
Yeah, we always wondered if they were pulling a profile, a physical profile from the DNA. Maybe not to make the sketch, but maybe to narrow down some of the local
And you know
suspects.
what? That could be the theory of like they got Richard Allen in custody, but it's not his DNA, so there could be more actors involved.
Yeah, and we don't really hear the defense talking about that too much. And because you think on one hand it would kind of point away from Richard Allen, like, hey, we got DNA
Right.
here, and it points to somebody else. It's not Richard
Yeah, we
Allen.
haven't heard
Why aren't
much
they
about
saying that?
the DNA profile. Like I'd like to know a little bit more about the DNA profile.
Yeah, I think now's a good time. We're gonna switch from the presser to some other things here. So let's look at the timeline. This is from Betsy Blair. Start it over. Just a real short clip.
Do I have a second to mention something?
Yeah, whenever you want to talk, just let me know.
You
Just
know,
jump in.
I heard a rumor, or I heard that Tony Klein, Keegan's father, moved to Arizona.
I heard that, but it's not true.
Oh, it's not.
Mm-mm. Not that I
I
know
wouldn't
of.
even want. I wouldn't even want to live in Indiana after, say, King or Tony Klein. Everybody thinks that Tony Klein has a lot to do with it. Say he's completely 100% innocent. Imagine the shame and just the humiliation that man is going through if he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, he can thank his son for those accusations.
Exactly. And then not only that, but when on the murder sheet, Keegan Klein was implicating his dad. Like it was him too. It was him too.
Yeah, and that just tells me that Keegan Klein would throw his own father under the bus. Because the more and
Right.
more
And
I look
especially
at this,
because
I don't see
he it
Tony
seems
Klein
like he
being
didn't say
involved.
anything. Seems like he didn't say anything about his dad until, from what he says, his dad wouldn't even put money on his books or visit him anymore. So say that his father is innocent, this and that. Like Keegan Klein's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe they're both involved. I mean, they
Oh,
both went to
definitely.
Vegas.
I think his father could be involved. I think his father was using that phone or his profiles to talk to young girls.
Mm-hmm. And I always wondered if they set up that trip to Vegas right around the same time they set up the Anthony Shots account, almost as if they go hand in hand, right?
It's
We
like
got
out of
to,
nowhere. Let's go to Vegas.
yeah, we got to do this right before we go to Vegas. So that's what we'll do. We'll buy a cheap flight out, around February 20th, 21st. We'll fly out, and we just got to do the deed before then. Get it on
Yeah, but
film.
from what I hear, if it's money involved, from what I've heard, Tony Klein, he's not really hurting. Tony Klein, he's not really hurting for money.
Well, I mean, that's a decent job.
It's a very good
Probably
job. We
throwing
have
$100K at
I live in
least a
Metro
year.
Detroit, and I have family members that work for Chrysler, and they own homes. They own multiple vehicles.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
not
sure.
hurting for money at all.
Yeah, so he had plenty of money. I'm sure he's doing fine.
And I don't think he was on drugs or anything either. But what do I know?
Yeah. I mean, he could just be a monster himself, throwing his father under the bus. You know, he's smart enough to know how it appears to us, right? The spectators. He can
Right.
he can put himself outside looking in and say, okay, this would be the best story to tell. Maybe I'll just blame it on this motherfucker.
Right. Because he didn't like him anyway.
Well, yeah, he didn't like him anyway, and he maybe he said something about him recently, and I think there was some of that going on, right, where they were kind of bickering
And
back
who
and
knows?
forth.
Because with Keegan Klein, I got God, Keegan Klein is not even 30 years old, and he looks like he's in his mid 50s, balding, really really heavy, out of shape, has women problems, and his dad just like how I said I took a few months off of work. Like my whole family got on me like I was the biggest bum in the world. Like I haven't been working the past 15 years. Do you know what I mean? Like my dad will completely humiliate me and try to make me feel like the biggest piece of crap in the world. Now imagine Tony Klein getting on Keegan, like, what are you doing with your life? Look at your weight, look at this, look at that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seemed like more like he was trying to corrupt him. Took him to the strip club. I couldn't imagine doing that with
Oh
my
yeah,
father.
yeah.
Like my
Right,
father was like my hero.
right.
That would be crazy. You want to go get a BJ, son? I'd be like, what the hell? I've never even
Yeah,
heard you
like
use
that's
that
pretty
word.
weird stuff, yeah.
You know,
But
crazy.
then there's the thing of somebody writing, Keegan Klein writing somebody asking, would you sleep, or the Emily Ann or whatever profile, oh, would you sleep with an older man type stuff, like, so who knows who was using the accounts, and
Well, like I said,
Yeah.
he knows what the world. He knows how he's perceived to the world. So maybe he is the old man.
Right. And especially I just recently started watching what's it, Cryptex or whatever.
Yeah, Cryptex. He's a friend of the channel.
Yeah, and now I seen him leaving some stuff about Keaton Klein having these black guys in the background telling the girl that they were going to run a train on her or gangbang
Well,
her.
that came out in his trial. It's part of the
Yeah.
transcript. One of the
Okay.
witnesses. It was a witness who said that.
Right.
Let's take a look here. 1:26 p.m. of the bench east of the Freedom Bridge. Blank advised after she took the photo of the bench, they started walking back toward the Freedom Bridge. She advised that was when they encountered the man who matched the description of the photograph taken from Libby's video. Mr. Allen said, was on the trail between 13:30 and 15:30, parked at the old Farm Bureau building, which we believe is a CPS building, and walked to the new Freedom Bridge. While at the Freedom Bridge, he saw 3 females, right? So they saw each other. Hold on. Just ignore that. Those are just random photos I got.
Right.
And here's Betsy Blair. So why didn't they freaking believe her? She said the same thing. Blair parked at the trailhead entrance across from the Mears residence. In her interview, she says there are no other cars at the trailhead entrance at that time. She walked to the Monon High Bridge and a male matching the male from Liberty's video. So they're giving these really bad descriptions and recollections and description of the person they saw. But one thing is consistent. The guy I saw is the guy in the video. Right?
Yeah.
That seems to be constant. But one thing that changes with the defense memo, which makes me kind of suspicious of Betsy Blair, not for real, but just in this hypothetical theory, right? Is this right here. Because it's starting to stack up. They weren't
Right.
interested in her description from the beginning. She left the trail the very moment that Richard Allen was attacking the girls. And apparently she gave a false sketch, right? A young looking sketch that a lot of people just say that doesn't look like Richard Allen. I disagree.
Right.
And then according to the leaked memo says, when asked to describe the color of the car that she saw at the CPS building, said that it resembles a 1965 Ford Comet. Betsy Blair actually told Leggett that the car she saw was not black. So it's like she's saying everything opposite of the truth. Or is that the truth? Was there another vehicle?
Other actors involved.
Or is she lying?
Right. Trying to just a lot of people do that, especially
Point away from
I'm not
him. What
trying
if
to
she knows
say
him?
I'm not trying to make it a gender thing, but women do tend to make up a lot of stuff.
That reminds me of the Connie Dillman interview. You think she could? I mean, I feel bad, and I definitely believe her that she's a victim of Ron Logan, but I don't. I think that she has a
Right.
biased opinion of it.
Yeah. Oh, he did it. He did it. Okay.
Let's see. This is an old March 2nd, 2017. She put in a Facebook group. I knew it was him before his picture was ever exposed. You see that? So she had a predetermined disposition. And then I heard his voice, and then it convinced me. Because it does it's similar to Ron Logan, but right? He's from
Well,
Indiana too.
the only thing about the Ron Logan thing is the clothes he wore. Do you know what I mean?
You mean the blue jacket that looks like the bridge guy's jacket?
It's like the outfit that he had on when he was talking to the newscaster. When they were in his yard, it's like the outfit that Ron Logan had on was spot on.
Right. I want to give a shout out to Courtney. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome in. Yeah, it's like wouldn't if that's the jacket, you think that there would be DNA all over it, blood and stuff even.
Well, they definitely put Ron Logan through the ringer of everything. So to me, I think he's innocent.
Ron Logan?
Yeah.
I'm on the fence.
Right. Yeah, you kind of got to be with this case.
Yep, I'm on the fence because I just don't know. I feel like we only know 10% of what actually happened. Like maybe Ron Logan, ritualistic stuff, and Richard Allen are all connected in some way that we don't know, that even law enforcement doesn't know.
Well, I mean, when you live in a town like that, just like my little town, everybody's connected to one another in some kind of sense.
Yeah, I think the term is small town America.
Yep. Well, I live in Metro Detroit, but my little town is everybody is related and everybody knows each other.
If you guys are just joining us, we have Microwave from True Crime with Microwave and Baby Doll. He's joining us, and if you guys want to call in, the call-in link is pinned in the chat up top. So everybody,
please feel free to join, please.
We're just talking about all of these different theories. There's talk about Ron Logan, Richard Allen possibly being innocent, some type of ritualistic killing. I haven't seen any evidence to support that. All I know is they pointed their fingers at some pretty bad people, like Patrick Westfall. He's a bad dude, and he's one of those type of people that'll tell you right to your face, like I'm a bad dude.
Right.
So it just, all you got to do is ignore what the crime scene and the ruins look like, because nobody can really say definitively like those are ruins.
Right. The way that it was.
Yeah. So they look right past that because it's so this idea, this grandiose idea of this ritual and all these people down there, that matches the past 7 years of this overwhelming obsession and pain that you can just see that was caused from this crime. That would match that would match the pain that was caused from this crime, I think, is this huge ritualistic killing. So it's easier, I think, it's easier to fathom.
I'm about to step in the room. She's watching some crazy ghetto stuff. Hold on, babe.
All right. So I don't know where you guys want to go from here. Oh, here's something.
Sleuth.
Oh, what was that? Sorry about that.
Baby doll said hi.
Oh, how are you doing?
I left the room.
Oh, tell her I said hi.
She's in a weird mood tonight.
It's the end of the weekend. All right. And then also, not very tall. That's what the witnesses said.
That he was tall or not very tall?
Not very tall. Wasn't bigger than 5'10". And I think Ron Logan, without his, I don't know, I think he's around 6 foot, maybe five,
Yeah,
anywhere
he's a
between
lot
5
bigger
feet,
than
6
Richard
feet.
Allen was.
Yeah, a lot bigger.
Hell, my son is 3 and he's bigger than Richard Allen. My son he's really big for his age. He's got like Viking DNA in him or something from his mom's side.
All right. So this will be our 10-minute warning. Microwave, any direction you want to go? I mean, this has been a pretty good call.
God, the live went so quick.
Yeah, we're just I try to keep them around an hour or so.
Right.
That way we're not just dragging on.
I remember one night back on beginning of the summer or end of spring, beginning of summer last year, we were on for like a good almost 4 hours that night. We had
When
on
we
a
would
lot of
just
people.
stream and stream. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the good old days.
You know, I've been wanting to tell you about you really opened my eyes about the United States trail systems because we walk our trails almost every day. And like, I'm scared to death for my wife and our kids to walk these trails without me because there's so many, like, there's good people that walk them and there's people that are joggers and walkers. But like, it seems like there's a lot of like homeless people and drug addicts and stuff that frequent our trails too. And we live in a decent,
people with
go
mental
ahead.
health issues too.
Oh yeah. I mean, in a sense, most everybody's got mental health issues, but some people are
Somebody
crazier than
really
others.
struggle. Yeah, like I feel like Richard Allen was struggling from something. So I would hate for somebody who was just going through a hard time and maybe even like super dangerous, which obviously this killer was. Just imagine your child crossing paths with somebody like that. It can happen anywhere
Exactly.
at any
Well, it
time.
happens all the time. We see with Rachel Morin, and you know, like I'm frightened for my wife and our children to walk our trails without me.
Yeah, seriously. For
You know,
good
your
reason.
family can't even walk a trail anymore. It's sad, dude.
Yeah. Some of these perpetrators, they see a young girl, they can't even resist. They can't.
Exactly. And my wife,
they just
she's
go
really
for it.
pretty.
You
I
gotta
don't even
go
let
for
my
the
wife go to
costume.
I don't even let my wife go to the gas station without me, let alone walk the trail, especially the trail.
What's up, Miss Thang? Good to see you. So we'll spend probably the last 10 minutes bouncing off the chat here. Good to see you, Hather's Mirror. Let's go to David. The last thing prosecution said at a presser was that Richard Allen was arrested and said the tip line is still open and believed there were other actors involved from Nick McClelland. Yeah, and he wasn't just saying, we want to make sure that we're covering everything, so you never know. There could be others involved. No, he was like, there's other people involved, and we need to seal these documents. We don't want anybody to know certain things. And that's when all the leaks and all the conflicts started happening because the defense was basically, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to drop a defense press release, and then we're going to strategically leak all this information. Is what it seemed, anyway. Good to see you,
Even
Jari.
just like Patrick Westfall, also Julian Powell was really suspect to me with everything, the conversation you guys had.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get him out of my mind.
Right. Other actors involved.
Yep. Who could it be?
Maybe detectives and law enforcement. Maybe they're like, hold on, there's so many people that, because we haven't heard any kind of nothing from Richard Allen. Like, we haven't heard any input from him in that.
And he
Keegan
definitely
Klein,
doesn't want a speedy trial. So that makes
exactly.
him look really guilty.
Right. I would want, if I was innocent, I'd want to get out of jail. But then again, like, say he's innocent, he's probably scared. Like, the guy's never been in trouble.
I think he's a lot like Keegan Klein, where
I've been innocent. I was convicted. I had an ex-girlfriend of mine years ago. she was like, she displayed like red flags through our whole relationship. It was hard. Like she wouldn't ever let me break up with her. And like she called the police on me one night because I wouldn't answer her calls, and she made up lies about me, and they convicted me with no evidence, and I had actually reverse evidence of her stalking and harassing me. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I don't trust law enforcement to a certain extent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing I don't trust people in general.
Exactly. That's
The
how
only
I am.
reason the only reason I lean on law enforcement is because we can't get justice without them. So if anything,
Right.
we gotta fix that part.
They hold
Uh,
order.
yeah. So if they're corrupt, we need to fix that part. Because if we need them to get justice, we can't allow their corruption to get in the way of that.
Exactly. Because there is good law enforcement out there, but
Mm-hmm. So you got people. Oh, sorry, I lost you there. So before we get out of here, you got people who are on the fence about the whole Odinism thing. What are your thoughts on that? You think there could be any truth to that?
could be. I really hope they broadcast if Richard Allen takes it to trial. I really hope that they broadcast it on court TV because that'd be one heck of a case to watch unfold. I wish Keegan Klein would have taken his trial because I would have liked to see that unfold.
Yeah, I think this. He's a coward, and if Richard Allen's a killer, he's a coward too. That's what this
Oh
is all
yeah,
about. I feel like he the last place he wants to be is in that courtroom where he has to have actual facts and actual evidence.
right. Who knows how it's gonna go? We just gotta wait and see.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in, man.
When is this court date? When does all this happen?
I want to say October.
Okay.
I could be
That won't
wrong.
be too far away either. Time will fly by.
Yeah.
You know,
And it doesn't look like
I
they
listen to you
petitioned
when
for a
I go to
speedy
bed at
trial
night. I
either.
listen to your stuff every night.
Thank you. I appreciate your support, man. You've been
Oh
supportive
yeah,
from the very beginning,
yeah,
so I appreciate that.
yeah. We really appreciate what you do for the true crime community.
Thank you. You want to get in a final word?
I think, to be honest, I think you should get more recognition than the murder sheet and all that. All the work you
Well,
put in.
we have our own space here.
Exactly.
I feel like we're not in competition with anybody. There's enough
No, I
room for
understand
everybody
that.
out there.
I'm just
Yeah, I
saying
know what
you
you're saying, though.
put a lot of honest, true to your heart work in.
Yeah, and I think we can get where we want to go without trying to step on anybody. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying, and
Absolutely.
it's coming. We'll keep working hard, and if you guys keep supporting me, we'll keep growing.
Right.
So I appreciate
Just
it.
you put a lot of good, honest, hard work into all this.
Yep, I did, and a lot of other people did as well. And that's kind of the
Oh,
problem is that they devoted too much of their work to justifying one person of interest, like a Keegan Klein or a Ron Logan.
right. That's
They
what I
just
like
weren't.
about you is like you cover everything. You cover every aspect of what could be.
Yeah, because how many times have we been proven wrong throughout these
Yeah,
last like
exactly. And
7
you
years?
don't point and you don't jump to conclusions and you don't point fingers.
Yeah, a lot of speculation here, and a lot of people might judge that, but that's what we do here. We're speculating, we're theorizing, we're trying to learn. We want to know our enemies,
Well, I mean,
especially all the family people out there.
but we don't know the facts, and we can only how you say it? I'm tongue twisted.
Theorized,
Yeah, like what do we really know except for what they tell us?
and there's talk recently of Richard Allen giving a detailed explanation of his motive. So he apparently told the medical staff, exactly why he did it.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm
First time
hearing.
hearing this. What happened?
We need the transcripts. We need the confession transcripts.
Wow.
And the prosecution doesn't want to give it because they're ready for trial. And the defense isn't going to give it because it will hurt their client.
Exactly. Man, I really hope they broadcast his trial on court TV.
I know Richard Allen wants it broadcast.
So do you lean towards him being innocent at all, or?
I don't know. I say they need to have either some of the fibers match. They need to have something from the victims found on his location, and the unspent bullet, regardless of when and how it got there, if it matches his gun, and we're talking a good match. I'm talking like without hesitation, you're like, that is a 100% match. He will
Well,
go to
you know,
prison.
the bullet thing, I just really seen a YouTube video of like the way that the bullet came out, that there's no true fact to it would leave a certain marking on the bullet.
It most definitely would.
I heard it wouldn't.
Yep,
But
it would, but the question is, how good of an impression was it? Is it up for debate? Is there 20% match with the markings, or are we looking at a 90% match? You know, something that's just that could be really easy to sell to a jury. Like, look, these are the other weapons that we tested against this unspent shell from 2 other search warrants. Look at these. You see how different they are? Not even close. Now here's the markings from Tobe Lesenby's 226. Not even close. Exactly the same weapon. Now let's take a look at what we found from Richard Allen's firearm after ejecting a bullet. Let's compare what we found at the crime scene to that, and it's going to be an exact match.
I want to say, when you and Unsolved were on that live that few weeks back, I really appreciate you guys bringing up the West Memphis 3 case. I completely think that Eccles and them are guilty.
Yeah, they 100%. Very well could be. And how messed up is
they're
that?
Guilty, bro. They're guilty. I don't care what anybody says. They're guilty. You know, I supported them for a long time because I was watching the HBO documentaries. This was before I even got into true crime. You know, watching those HBO documentaries, I'm thinking like, man, these kids are innocent. But then when you dig deep into everything, dude, they're so guilty, bro.
And that's the evil that we're up against. It's like they don't care what it is that they're fighting for. They just know that if they have evil energy, they're going to jump on. It's like ants, you know, it's like army ants. They're just joining the mosh pit for, you know, to push that evil wave. And that's what happened with HBO covering the West Memphis 3. They came in there and they got those guys off. And all of these, of these heavy metal Satan worshiper types.
Yeah, come on. You know, it's like, and especially in that day, they want to blame Metallica. Oh, like Metallica is back then. They're almost just as popular as they are. You know, back then they were very popular. Metallica's a great band, and there's no like to me, there's like really no other than their artwork with the skulls and stuff. There's really no occult type behavior for Metallica.
Yeah, these guys were into Aleister Crowley and all of that shit.
Right. I mean, I'm really big into the occult, but I'm not into murdering and sacrificing children.
Yeah, these guys were actually. I think they were practitioners of black and white magic. I think they were actually practicing magic.
Who the West Memphis 3?
Mm-hmm.
Well, from what I hear, yeah, they were doing rituals. They were eating. From what Jesse Miskelly said, and I believe him 100%.
Animal sacrifice.
That he said. Sacrificing animals, having orgies, eating dog meat, even like people from the trailer park that Damien Eccles lived in and the kids that he was around and growing up with. Talk about him abusing animals, killing the Great Dane.
And the crazy thing about that crime is it's very rare. Like to have and that's another reason why it's most likely not a ritual when it comes to Delphi, is that those types of crimes are extremely rare. To have a group of people actually doing some type of a sacrifice in a ritualistic setting. As far as statistics,
they happen.
It could be happening a lot, but there's no evidence of it really. It's mostly like a Hollywood phenomenon type that we think that, right? But it's really rare.
Right.
It does happen, but it's very rare.
I mean, I think a lot of people do rituals and stuff without sacrifices. In a sense, or if they do, they use an animal.
Yeah, there's a lot of sacrifice. I'm just talking about homicidal sacrifices.
Exactly. Yeah, they even said that, from what Miss Kelly said, that Damien Eccles even sexually assaulted those children.
Yeah, I
You
believe that they
know,
very well could be guilty, and that
I
together,
100,000% believe that they were guilty.
yeah, through chaos, I believe that they were able to get off, and that's what I'm trying to learn from that.
They had
From
a
when I
lot of
approached Delphi,
big support, like
yeah.
financially, media, that would lean towards their innocence.
Well, maybe that's what happens when you do a ritual. Maybe Richard Allen did do a ritual, and this is all part of it. You know, the evil is fulfilling its side of the bargain.
Right. I just 100% West Memphis 3 are guilty to me. We should do a live one night about them.
Yeah, we've covered them on my channel a few times. Maybe we will.
I know. I just the other night when I was laying down to go to sleep, I listened to your live about the ritualistic in nature, and I had to picture Damien Eccles in jail.
Yep. And now that he's out, he has a podcast that he does, and it's all on black magic and all this
Well, yeah,
crazy
yeah. All these years went by, and he was, quiet about all the occult and everything, and now he's so big into it, like you can't deny it.
Yep, tattoos all over the place. Hanging out with fucking what's his name?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp and all these rock stars and shit.
I mean, if
Crazy.
I'd hang out with Johnny Depp and all the grunge bands too, but
I'm not going to no Illuminati party with him though.
no, heck no. I just enjoy all their music.
Eddie Vedder, I think, is another one.
Pearl Jam, dude.
Mm-hmm. They rock. But
dude, I loved those bands from the 90s.
Alice in Chains.
Oh, dude, that's my favorite band.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Great band.
The grunge, Nirvana.
Yeah, dude. The grunge is my favorite rock. And I'm a really.
Oh, I think we lost him. Well, it looks like we lost Microwave unless he wants to call in and finish up. Either way, we're getting ready to get out of here. But that was a good idea about the West Memphis 3. We should do a live stream on that. It seems more relevant when it comes to the Delphi case, right? I feel like that's what they're trying to do here. Welcome back, Microwave. You want to give us your final thought, and then we're going to get out of here.
Well, I don't know. I just can't wait to see how everything unfolds, because we're going to learn a lot during trial.
So you're on the fence then? You're just going to stay there with me up here on the perch?
I mean, I got my thoughts. What are you yelling about?
Checking out my goddamn cup.
Yeah, you got to pick your glass up. The dog.
Not
drinking out of a water cup. But look in the freezer, babe. I just it's so much for us to learn and hear during trial,
I don't think it's going to trial.
You think he's gonna do a plea bargain?
Well, I mean, think about it. Everything that's in the defense memorandum, all these exhibits, anything that we were able to verify or disprove, we did. Like everything was false.
I think it's going to go to trial.
I don't think so, because if they take any of that information into the courtroom and they do what we did online and say, oh, this is your exhibit. We talked to the Patrick Westfall, the person that was mentioned. He's like, that's not what I was doing. That's not what that is. And what I was doing here is not what's mentioned in there. So they were wrong about everything that we could validate or verify. Every piece of information that we could say, okay, let's ask the source. It was all wrong. There's no way they can bring that into a trial. None of that shit. But they can bring it out here into the public sphere and social media and run amok with their agents of chaos and all that crap.
Right. Even what about that Otis, or the Elvis
Fields?
Yeah, the stuff that he was telling people and what he said to a cop, after he was questioned and stuff, how they took him home.
I think he actually said those things.
because I do too. It's just such a strange case, dude.
Yeah. And people are
But
strange. Like the human element.
why wouldn't they take him to trial? Like, or why wouldn't they arrest him and charge Elvis, whatever, Duty Fields or whatever his name is? Why wouldn't they arrest him and charge him with just the stuff that he was telling people and what he said alone?
They
If
could
it's true.
they could probably easily disprove it, right? Like, well, we didn't
Oh,
find your DNA, and we know that you weren't there. And it's that human element. Why did he admit to it is another question, you know? Like
exactly.
what's making his brain tick? He seems
Well,
like
I
a
know
very
he's
lonely
mentally
person.
retarded.
Well, he seems lonely.
Yeah.
Take
Who?
him outside right
Very
now.
lonely.
For what?
I don't even know why you bring him in the house. He's literally peeing right now.
Jesus, I can't stand this dog, dude. He's been pissing on our hardwood floors. Like we just bought a modular home and we renovated the whole thing from top to bottom. I put like $4,000 in this place. And her sister brought a dog over for our daughter's birthday, and this dog just pisses on our floors, and like I can't stand it, dude. And we're really clean people.
Gotta train him.
He's grown.
That's gonna be hard then.
Oh my god.
I want to give a shout out to the sponsors today. Angelina Dawn says rarely catch a live, but love my sleuth crew. Thank you. Zoe Kitty, super sticker. Thank you. And Metal Mama gifted 1 membership to one of you lucky viewers, so you can thank her.
I want a membership.
You might have one.
I don't.
Somebody has one. All right. So I want to thank you, Microwave. We're going to close out the live stream, and I think I might take you up on that West Memphis 3 live stream. So expect that here in probably 2 weeks.
Hey, I'm going to email you. What's your email?
sleuthintuition@gmail.com.
I'd like to email you my my phone number so we can talk beforehand.
Sure.
But yeah, I'd really like to do a live on the West Memphis 3 one night.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a little panel together.
Oh, that'd be great. You know, get the Unsolved in. I really like him, dude.
All right, I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, I really like that guy a lot. So
I'm sure he'd be up for it.
Yeah.
Well, if he's not
He
too
gets
busy.
really bothered by criticism and stuff. And I tell him, like, don't let that stuff bother you, man.
He just doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand what would motivate somebody to do that. You know, it's kind
Right.
of
Yeah. Because some people are so good hearted in nature that they don't understand why people are so weird and fake and evil.
Yeah, powerless. You feel powerless. You know, somebody online is not listening
You're
to
like,
you.
why would people do me like this? Like, you know, yeah, I completely get it.
Powerless. That's how they are.
But yeah, I'm gonna email you my number, and yeah, I'd love to do a West Memphis 3 live.
All right, I look forward to it.
Good talking to you, buddy.
You too, Microwave. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday night. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.
All right, guys. Another great call. We'll finish out here. Looks like we are somewhat caught up on the chat. Rick admits to seeing the Freedom Bridge witnesses, yet never mentions Betsy. She described his face had to be facing her. Yep. And that's the young sketch, right? Out in the sunlight, head up, cigarette. Probably wearing a head covering. Looks young. Welcome in, Lala. Devoted, what's up? Digital, good to see you. Jari, what's up? Courtney, what's up? Connie, welcome in. They had a friend in Vegas, Courtney. Jan Kendall. He's since passed away. He used to be a police officer in Indiana. CJK, what up? Klein's drove to Vegas. Why would they hire a car that he found a phone in? Yeah, they definitely didn't drive. I heard they purchased the tickets far in advance. What's up, Anthony? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I feel for Connie. Just think she's biased from her abusive experience. Nana's Gmail, what's up? Good evening. Squeaky Will. Couldn't tell you right now what type of car or color of car was parked next to me on either side. Yeah, it's hard. You're not going out thinking that there's going to be a crime and that you're going to be a star witness to this crime, right? You're not. You're going about your day-to-day business, and then you're ripped out of the norm and asked to remember something that, like, why would you? So you're going to get it wrong. There's no way, you know. Some people, you know, Rain Man or whatever had a photographic memory. Richard Allen doesn't have an alibi. That's the whole point. He has no alibi. They're trying to tell us in the memorandum that he left before 1:30. But the girls that saw him can prove that they didn't even start walking in that direction when they saw him till around 1:26. Which is just before apparently his car drives by the Hoosier Harvest store. So he doesn't have an alibi. Welcome in, Tech Death. Welcome in. David says, I don't think he had an alibi. What is his alibi? All right, bro, you left at 1:30. Good for you. Where'd you go? What were you doing? Oh, he left at 1:30. Okay, Mr. Defense Team, we get that part. We get what you're saying. Where was he? If he wasn't at the trails, where was he? See, everything that they're trying to do, they can't go to court because the only people who are going to eat this shit up and believe anything is a lot of you out there in social media, right? I mean, I want to jump on this bandwagon. Sounds like a great true crime novel. Good to see everybody. That is going to be all my time. I appreciate all of you who sponsored today's live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching the Sleuth Intuition channel. If you are part of the replay crew, you know what to do. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay in the loop. Sleuth Intuition is 100% crowd-funded. If you want to support me and help my channel grow, here are 3 ways that you can help. Number 1, Cash App. The funds go directly to me without YouTube taking a percentage. Number 2, become a member. Members are by far the leading contributors to my channel. Number 3, hit up the merch shop. Represent the Sleuth crew on these ruthless streets. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. Until next time, peace.